Do you know what's in your blood? 'Cause I do. Let's talk about what's in your blood, what your blood is made out of. So these are your red blood cells. They're some of the only cells, the only eukaryotic cells that do not have a nucleus, so contain none of the genetic information. They are the part of the blood that makes your blood red and does oxygen transport. That is due to this protein called hemoglobin. So hemoglobin, again, is the part that makes the red blood cells red, and it carries oxygen. And the red coloring is due to this little, oh, my finger, okay, the Fe2+, or the iron in it. So people say that blood like tastes and smells coppery, but that's actually due to the iron. So there's no copper in your blood, or else it would be blue. There is the iron in there though, which gives the metallic scent and taste, as well as the red coloring. So this protein binds to the oxygen, and that is what carries it around in the body throughout the bloodstream. There's also white blood cells, which are immune cells and responsible for a bunch of different things. There's a bunch of different types of white blood cells. There's neutrophils, monocytes, I'm not pronouncing that one, lymphocytes, and basophils. If you want, you can pause it to read more about what they do. I'm not going into them, but basically they're immune cells and responsible for dealing with things like cleaning up damaged or dead cells, as well as pathogens, etc., etc. There's also blood plasma, so you can see it labeled up there. That's the clear yellowish stuff. That's just the aqueous part of blood that doesn't contain any blood cells. That's what the blood cells are suspended in. So basically what it does, it just acts as the fluid in order to transport the other stuff. So just move stuff around the body. That's the liquidy part. There's also stuff like proteins and like other nutrients in it, and it's also responsible for having the, well, I guess not responsible for, but it also has waste in it on its way to be removed from the body. The waste material goes into the blood plasma, and then it's dealt with in other ways. So basically kind of blood plasma just holds the rest of the stuff. We also have these, which are platelets. Those are basically responsible for blood clotting. So if you get a cut or other injury, these platelets go up there, form blood clots, and basically just like stop the bleeding, stop your blood from going places that it shouldn't. We also have these. These are lipoproteins. These are responsible for transporting lipids, so like cholesterol and that, all around your body, take them through the bloodstream to where they need to go. So they're just suspended in your blood, and they're taking lipids just all around to the different organs to where they're necessary. Here's another image. It's another type of white blood cell known as a macrophage. These are responsible for immune responses. Basically what they do is called phagocytosis. So when they see a cell or something that's not supposed to be there, like a bacteria, they engulf it and basically digest it, and then present the antibodies from that cell onto themselves, so other immune cells know, like, hey, we've got a thing in us that's not supposed to be here, let's take care of that. I said these present antibodies. I meant to say antigen. Antibodies are a different thing. But you also have antibodies in your blood. So after an infection takes place, say for example, COVID, you get COVID and you have to go through your immune response, or you get vaccinated, your body produces these antibodies. So they basically act as like warning signs. So if these guys detect a secondary infection from COVID, so you got infected by COVID once, or you got the vaccine, your body did its immune response, it produced all of these antibodies. These antibodies are now there in your blood waiting, so if you get infected by COVID a second time, they act as an early warning system, so your immune system gets rid of that infection before it becomes a problem, and you don't even know that it's there, and you have immunity. We also have different macromolecules in your blood, such as carbohydrates like this glucose. Glucose is in your blood, that's a sugar, that's where your blood sugar comes from, etc., etc. We also have different like proteins and enzymes and other things floating in there, and we have hormones in blood as well, like this. This is insulin. Insulin, as we know, signals like the blood sugar levels. So I've talked about insulin before. Basically it deals with blood sugar and like diabetes and stuff, whatever. But there's other signaling hormones like estrogen, testosterone, etc. Those are in your blood. They just basically tell different things that are happening in the body, tell different parts to do things or to stop doing things. So yeah, there's some things that are in your blood. We all have blood, we all use blood, it's a very important thing. So here you go.